Hello and welcome to the Spandex and Wine podcast. I'm your host, Robin Hackney, and I'm so happy that you're here. This podcast is a place for conversations about balancing a healthy lifestyle and being happy, more specifically, happy hour. Together, we'll explore all things wellness and wine. I hope you learn a little, laugh a lot, and along the way, know you're not alone on this balanced wellness journey. Ready to jump in? Pour something in your glass that makes you happy because it's time for Spandex and Wine. Hello and welcome to the Spandex and Wine podcast. I'm your host, Robin Hackney, and I'm thankful that you're here. I believe that today's episode is something that we can all learn from and also be inspired by. There are amazing people around us living their best lives fulfilled and happy, and today's guest is definitely one of those people. Through hard work, determination, and with the support of her family and friends and community, she has created the life that she's always dreamed of. Izzy Rusnak is co-owner of Rustybelle Farms, and I'm so excited for you to get to listen to her, like I said, and be inspired and learn a few things. I give you Izzy Rusnak. Well, hello and welcome to the Spandex and Wine podcast, Izzy. I'm so happy and grateful that you said yes to coming on to the show.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So for the listeners, let's just a little bit of background and how we know each other. My oldest son, Derek, is lifelong friends, or I guess since the fifth grade on, with your husband, Connor. And I'm sure that you have probably heard more stories than I have. The ones that I have heard, I am grateful that they're both still alive.
The ones I have heard, I don't know that we want to share to the public.
No, let's not get into that. That's not why we're
stories.
here. But yes, you agree that you are thankful that they're here too. All right.
Absolutely.
Yes. So obviously the two of you are married, and then my son married Jane, and then all four of you are friends now. And that's how I learned of your products and everything that you have going. They had purchased a gift card for me from your Rustybelle Farms. And I have to say that I love all of your products that I have tried, especially the body scrub, but I want to know the story behind all of it. I want to know about your farm. I want to know what started you with the products. I love your reels. It's just amazing, everything that you're doing. So I'm going to let you take over and you just tell me, you just start wherever you want.
Yeah, I'm going to back up a little, just small world. I've known Jane since the fifth grade also. We went to middle school briefly together, probably the third grade, actually. We might have known each other even before that. Just a small world. So the first time I was meeting Derek, he introduced me to his wife, and we kind of looked at each other like, do I know you? But anyway, it's just
funny.
Such a small world. It's so funny how those
it
things
is.
work out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I knew that or not, but that's great.
Yeah. I've actually known Jane longer than I've known my own husband.
Okay. Well, there you go. She's a good one to know for a long time.
She is. Absolutely. Yeah. So Connor and I, we bought this farm in March of 2021, just, peak COVID. I was living in Colorado and had pigs and chickens. He was back here working. We were trying to find a place, and moving states, moving anywhere with livestock is tough.
Oh my gosh.
But especially peak of COVID, it was, we'd find a house for sale. We'd schedule a showing. We'd want to, walk through. By the time my flight would land Friday night from Colorado, it would be under contract. So it was just, this place popped up, sight unseen. I didn't even fly in to look at it. Let's put in an offer. Let's just get it. I don't care. I love the land. The house means very little to me. If it's livable, we can always improve the house. You can't improve land. So we got really lucky with this place. We absolutely love it. And it's done wonders for us. Health is very important to us, and knowing where our food comes from is very important to us. So having the ability to, take responsibility firsthand for our food and raising. We raise pigs and chickens and cows and ducks and turkeys and rabbits. As of recently, and goats, and as of recently, we acquired a little 4-month pony. Just kind of
my goodness.
Yeah, so it's, it keeps us very busy, but we're also very rewarded. Every minute that we put into it, we're getting more than that back. So it's been a journey, to say the least. I know you have I think you have chickens. Is that right? I think you actually had one of our roosters at one point.
He's no longer with us. Yes, okay. But we do. We have 13 hens. And we have 3 roosters right now. So if you're in
Yeah.
need of another rooster, we can
We
give it back.
That's always the problem on the farm. There's no shortage of roosters.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to know how many acres you have and then how many animals, how many pigs, how many chickens, how many everything.
Yeah, so we have 10 acres.
Okay.
Right now, we are only pasture. We have all 10 acres are fenced off. The first 3 acres is really what we use the most of. So I always tell people that are wanting to get into, homesteading or hobby farming, you don't need the big land. You really don't. You can do so much on such a like compact amount of land.
Yeah.
We currently winter all of our animals on 3 acres. So we have 3 cows. We have, let me do some math on our pigs because we had around 20 going into the fall. We butchered a handful and then we're selling 3 more tomorrow. Actually, we're delivering them to a farm. They're Kuni breeding. They're just a good breed quality. So they're going to keep those for breeding purposes. So we have about 14 pigs right now currently. 3 of which are just like pets. They're yard ornaments. They're not for, there is absolutely no purpose other than happiness we love on them. And they are here.
That's great. That's
There's
great.
a few of those around here. We've
Yeah.
got 4 goats, and we will have lots more in a few months once kidding season starts. Lots of
Okay.
babies. Could not give you a head count on chickens and ducks.
Okay, that's all right.
That I honestly, we are well over between 30 and 40 probably.
Wow.
Yeah, it thins out come springtime and we butchered, or I'm sorry, come winter time, and then we butcher a bunch in the fall, and we kind of thin things out for the winter to make it a little easier on ourselves. But we've got a lot in one
Yeah.
pony, one
Oh
little
my
pony named
gosh.
Boone.
That
He
is
goes
so
on.
crazy. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you mentioned that it was important to you to know your food sources
Mhm.
and to grow as much of it as you can. So where did that start from? Have you always grown up on a farm?
I grew up in a very rural town, but we did not do any farming. We had we had 20 acres that we just hayed. We had, some random chickens here and there. I think there was a couple years where I impulsively bought 2 goats for $40 from a friend, and we had them for a while. And unfortunately, we had some predators,
Oh,
dogs
yeah, it
of all
happens.
things. Yep, took those out. So but no, I did not grow up like that, but I always wanted to. My whole life, I was very sure that I would live on a farm. There was no moment where I'm like, I'm going to be a teacher where I grow up, when I grow up, or I want to be a nurse. It was like, I don't care what I do as long as I'm on a farm. I will do whatever job comes my way. I just want to be on a farm. So, and I do. I've done a little bit of everything in occupation wise. So it,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of skill sets have come in handy in a lot of ways, but, Connor, Connor, he's outdoorsy, he's hunts and
Yeah.
fishes, just like Derek. They're the happiest outside. I can't say that he ever thought of having livestock or being on a farm. Living out here, yes. Having land and space to hunt and roam, yes. I think the livestock I probably pushed on him more than anything. He loves it now.
Good. Okay.
It's funny. He was so not against getting dairy goats, but was like, do we really need more animals? That's such a commitment, And now the other day he came in and he's like, I think we need more goats. They're my favorite animals here. He is all about, and as we're growing, I'm like, I think we're probably gonna need more more goats to keep up with our production. So that
Oh
works
my
out great.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, he is not allowed to talk to Dave because Dave wants goats and pigs. So maybe we should keep
Well,
them apart for a little bit longer.
I'll
So
send him my
your
number.
so your production, you said more goats for your production. So tell me all about your products because when I first looked on your site, I think I was just stuck in like the skincare part and I didn't look at other things. So I was surprised when I went back to see the full line that you offer. It's amazing. So how did all of that start?
Yeah, so about 2 years ago, my sister got pregnant with her first, and within a few weeks of getting pregnant, developed a full body rash. Just they don't know
Ugh.
what caused it. They think just something with her hormones was just triggering it. They had her on oral prednisone, topical steroids. Nothing was touching it. She was taking Benadryl every single day, morning and night. She was a paramedic, so she was wearing polyester, like not great when you have a rash on your whole body.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And she just nothing was helping her. And I thought, I'm I've been doing some research in natural skincare, and there's this product called tallow. Do you mind if I make you some? And if you try it, she's like, I'll try anything. At that point, when people are desperate, put whatever on my body. I don't care if it'll help it. Great. So I made her a batch, dropped it off. She FaceTimed me the next morning in tears, just absolute tear. And I'm an emotional person, so bear with me. I may tear up.
You're great.
But it really does make me so happy to get to do this for people. But she called me and just said, I slept through the night for the first night in months, just completely through the night. And she was just, we're both crying. And first, when your pregnant sister calls you crying, you assume the worst, something's
right.
wrong. But yeah, so it just, from there, it became just a regular thing. I'm going to make you a big old batch of it. And you just tell me when you need it, when you run low, and I'll drop it off whenever you need it. And then I had some other family members that are, hey, would this work on, Maddie told me about this. Will it work on eczema? Will it work on this? I'm like, try it. It's all natural. It can't hurt anything. And at that point, I was not using any, it was just pure tallow. I wasn't adding anything to it. And
what is tallow?
It's rendered beef fat.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And our family has a cattle farm in Missouri, and we're actually this weekend, Saturday's my 30th birthday, and we're going to butcher cows with the family. It's kind of it's a yearly tradition. The whole family just gets together and we butcher cows. So,
well, happy 30th to you. Yeah, there you go.
There's no place I'd rather be. The dirty 30, getting my hands dirty in a cow.
That's great.
We do a lot of butchering, so that's not just about every weekend we're doing something, so that's not abnormal at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have, I get to control the source of where our products come from, the materials used. The goat milk comes from my backyard. I hand milk it myself. I have control over the health of the animals that this comes from. My great uncle actually raises the cows on my great grandma's farm. And it's just funny because growing up, I just remember running through the hills and trying to terrorize all the cows. And then now we're back. It just comes full circle, and now I'm back at butchering age, and now I get to help out with the family stuff and butcher the cows that we used to chase as kids. So, it's important to me to know where the products are coming from, especially the market is becoming very flooded. Tallow is becoming kind of a hot topic, a niche product. But tracking the source of products used, especially in skincare, because it's the largest organ on your body. It's going to absorb everything you put on it, and making sure that you're getting quality products and grass-fed cows, and they're raised on a healthy diet, and, antibiotic, hormone-free, things like that are all play an essential role in the products that you consume or put on your skin. So it's been really, it's an incredible opportunity for me to use products we can create here or source for my family, and come together and then share it with everybody. And so it's been busy, keeps me very busy, but it's my passion. I mean, it's what I would love to get to do full time for the rest of my life. I could, it's just, I could never get tired of it, I don't think.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, you can see it. I can just see that you're passionate about it. That is wonderful.
I'm sure I'm just talking because I get so excited.
No, you're great. You're great. That's how we all should be. That's how we all should be. So you said that you started with the tallow with your sister, and then, it's a full line now. So how did everything else happen?
So it started with tallow, and then we got the dairy goats. And initially that was just for milk for us. And then I was swimming in so much milk that I'm like, I got to learn how to make yogurt and cheese and soap and lotion. So I did. I started making soaps and lotions, and kind of similar thing. I was just sending them out, gifting them to everyone I knew because I was so excited about it. And they're like, you need to sell this. This is incredible. I used to have bumps on the back of my arms and they're gone. I don't get them anymore. Or, whatever their skin issue was, they just swore that this fixed it. So we always, my family joke that it's like the Windex. If you've seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding, they put Windex on everything. Yeah. I'm like, put tallow on it. Whatever it is, I don't care if you broke your arm. I'm like, put tallow on it. It'll probably fix it, broken arm. But so I just got into the goat milk and soaps, and then it kind of led to, what other kind of things could I provide that are more natural, because I'm seeing such a positive response, and it truly is helping people with ailments that they've just learned to live with, their whole life. That's just what they've struggled with, and they've never really found anything that worked. So they've just accepted it, and now they don't have to anymore. And then, we about about a year and a half ago, we started seeing a fertility specialist and really diving, it was a natural family planner, and really diving into hormone disruptors and the things in our home that can play such a big role in fertility among, a plethora of other health issues. But for me
Right.
specifically at that time, fertility. And so now looking into fragrance, it's like fragrance is in everything. How do we avoid fragrance? And I'm a
Mm-hmm.
candle junkie. My whole life, I've like candles burning in every room. Bed Bath and Body Works. They're all their specials. Like, just load me up.
Yeah.
And it's like, nope, we're gonna go home after this appointment. We're gonna throw everything away. I don't want Tide Pod cleaner, laundry detergent. I don't want anything in my house anymore. But I missed it. I miss candles. I miss things like that. So I started
Mm-hmm.
looking at ways that I could bring that back into my life a little bit. And so I started making beeswax and tallow candles using the tallow from our farm. The beeswax, I don't have bees. Connor, that's one thing Connor's like, I can't get on board with, is me getting bees. And I'm fine with that. I don't know that I have the time for that right now anyways. But everything else is, we try and source ourselves or source locally if we can't do it ourselves. And then finding companies that have, fragrances that are phthalate free, the, forever chemical free, is low hormone disruption as possible, and essential oils. And then that kind of led to laundry detergent. And then we started getting into goat milk laundry detergent. And oh man, I think every week I'm coming up with something new and adding some new product to the website because I get excited and I start dabbling in other things and I'm seeing success with it, or I'll give samples out to people and product test it for me, see what you think, give me feedback, and they love it. So I'm like, all right, I guess we're selling diaper rash cream now. That'll be the next on the list. I made some for my sister a couple weeks ago. She said within 24 hours, rash was gone. She'll never use anything else. So now it's been requested that I sell this on the website now. So
Oh, wow. That's
yeah,
awesome.
a lot of it comes from just requests. People just ask, is this something you can do? And I figure I'll do it for you. And if it works, then sure, I'll do it for everybody, or I'll start listing it. But it's really grown. We've only been doing this, the website, I've only been selling publicly for about 8 months now. For about 2 years, I've been making it for friends and family. But it's really taken off, and the support from friends and family in the community and is mind blowing. And I love that because I think it's so important. When we first started this homestead journey, it was all about, do it yourself, self-sustaining. And we really learned it's impractical. It's impractical to think you can just do all the things all the time for yourself. You cannot. And so relying on community is really what you need to do. Finding somebody who loves raising bees and has the time, and work with them on their, incorporating their products into your line, and versus getting on Amazon and ordering something there, which, I could easily do, and it would be a lot cheaper, and it'd be delivered a lot faster too, but that's not what we want to do. So it's really given us the opportunity to work with our community and find people that have similar interests than us and incorporate their products, and then they get to be proud and showcase what they work really hard for. And it's been really fun. We've met a lot of really interesting, really talented people along the way.
I love that. And I love that you're working with so many other companies that are local, because you're right. It is easy just to order something off of Amazon and have it delivered. And then, but when you truly, as a small business owner, myself included, I mean, when you see those memes about us doing a happy dance when we get a sale, we literally do a happy dance.
So true. Yes. I will run
Yes.
across the house to show Connor, we got another order, or look at the
Yes.
review they posted. I share it with him every single time, and I radiate excitement, and you don't get that when you shop on Amazon. And
No.
I'm still an Amazon junkie. There are plenty of things I have Amazon deliveries all the time, but it really makes you see, when you take a step back, or you are a small business yourself, your first thought is, can I find this local? Can I find this small business?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the answer is yes, but it's not reasonable, or you just can't afford it, or, there's always going to be, there's sometimes it doesn't work out that way. But in this case, we found a lot of ways to make it work.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that you're just not afraid to jump in and try anything. Like, let's do laundry detergent. Let's do lotion. Let's do candles. Let's do,
Yeah.
um, So, share with us just a little bit about some of the health implications, things that can happen when you're using, all the chemicals and products, if you don't mind, and versus some of your products.
Yeah, I mean, I'll share just my firsthand experience or the symptoms I
Okay,
noticed because
sure.
I mean, there's a lot of research out there. You can get really deep into that rabbit hole and it's overwhelming, honestly.
Yeah.
You just start seeing, pointing lasers with your eyes at every little thing that could be causing health issues for you. For
Hmm.
me personally, I battled headaches and migraines my entire life. Just struggled with migraines. Was on anti-seizure medicine as a kid for my migraines because I just couldn't get out of bed for, 20 hours at a time, couldn't eat, couldn't open my eyes, just everything
Ugh,
bothered me. And but I would burn candles in my room with the doors closed 24/7. And now as an
yeah.
adult and I've eliminated that from my life, my headaches have almost gone away with the exception of, I'm on a lot of fertility treatments and medications and, I still battle some of the side effects of that, but the everyday issues I was having are gone. And it
Hmm.
just, that personally, that's my personal testimony. I can't say that'll fix everybody's headaches, but for me, that was
Right.
just something so simple that I could eliminate that not only fixed the obvious symptom I was displaying that my body was telling me, hey, beep, beep, let's get rid of the candles because your head's going to explode. And I can only imagine the internal damage that things like that can really do. And, luckily our bodies are, they're regenerating cells and it's never too late to make changes to your health. It's never too late to fix those
Hmm.
things. And it's just important to start someday, the sooner the
Yeah.
better, but someday, because man, it's just I could go for days talking about the food system and seed oils and food dyes and things like that that just artificial flavor and natural preservatives and everything in our food. And we just look at as a society all of the health issues we have that we've really seen in the last 30 years primarily become a huge problem. And it's
Hmm.
hard not to just target these things that are right in our face, but
Yeah.
it's hard to get away from too. It's really hard to find good quality food. And that was why raising everything we possibly could or finding it locally became really important to us because I can't go to the store and be scared of everything I see.
Right.
That's also not how we want to live in fear of everything. But this
Right.
was just, we had a really great opportunity to move here and do what we're doing. And we've jumped at every opportunity that's come our way. Like you said, I like to try new things, but I'm also I'm not afraid of failing. I'm not.
Yeah.
If I do something and I'm not good at it, okay, I'm not good at it. We'll try something
Yep.
else. No, it didn't work. Or it exploded in my kitchen. And I just have to clean this up and we'll never do that again. It is what it is. But if you don't try, I feel like that's the only failure in life is not trying. So
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
you just have to do it sometimes.
Yes. No, I'm the same type of person. I'll try it. And
Yeah.
again, I don't mind if it doesn't work. It's okay. I don't even know if I could, like you said, it's not a failure. If you
No,
don't try, then,
no.
yeah. So, and
Learn
you
something
mentioned,
from it.
yes. And we're the people that we are today because of all the experiences that we have in our lives, whether they're
Absolutely.
viewed as good or bad at the time. We are the people that we are because of them. You mentioned an explosion in your kitchen,
Oh.
and I've seen reels that you do canning and things like
Mhm.
that. So, okay, like what percentage of your diet comes from your farm?
That is a great question. I can't believe I've never actually put a number on it.
Okay, yeah, just
Yeah,
ish. Like, would you say
yeah.
half?
I would definitely say half either from our farm or like I said, we get beef from my uncle's farm. Yeah, it's either hunted, raised, or grown here. Most of it.
Hmm.
I would say at least half. The meat wise, I would say 90% of our meat, if not more, comes from ourselves, hunted or raised. And we butcher all with the exception of 2 pigs this year because I had some fertility issues a couple months back and it just was not a good time. It was butcher time. We had to butcher these pigs and I just couldn't do it. So,
Yeah.
but other than that, we butcher everything ourselves here on the farm. So we know exactly, we are with our animals up until their last moment. And then we also, have control over the packaging and the care with the quality of meat. And it's immediately thrown in the freezer or pressure canned. versus, you go to a butcher shop. Sometimes you don't know if it's even your meat you're getting back. You don't
Yeah.
know. There's no way of knowing. But yeah, so I would say meat easily 90%, if not more. Veggies, like produce in general, maybe 40 to 50%. That's still a learning curve. I'd love to get that number up. Every year it's growing and growing. It's the beauty of this is every year you get better and better at fine tuning things and your processes. And so it'll only go up from there, which is always nice. It's a great feeling to have is we're only going to get more self-sufficient in these things. Pressure canning has been huge when it comes to gardening and raising animals because you can only we have 3 freezers in our house. We have a very small house, like 800 square feet, maybe. We have a deep freezer in our dining room and in both of our guest bedrooms.
That's awesome.
You got to do what you got to do. So getting things out of freezers and on shelves is very important to us. We actually just got a freeze dryer last week. So we've had that running round the clock, getting foods freeze dried and making room in the deep freezer for the cows we're about to go butcher this weekend and put back in the freezer. And it's just a revolving. There's no shortage of food around here. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I love that. I wish we could do more of that because I know the importance of knowing the source of your food, especially your meat. We had meat chickens for a couple of years in a row and we would butcher our own. And, I remember telling people and they're like, ew, how could you eat that? I'm like, well, I know how they've lived. I'm happy with that. The chicken that you're eating doesn't even have a beak and it's like so close together, it can't even move.
Yes.
Like, how do you think that chicken is so much better than the chicken that we have here that it gets to run around and have a great day every day? So that's always interesting to me.
You can see it too in the meat itself. Like if we bought chicken at Aldi, I don't even know when it was now, a couple months back, not that long ago. And it was like mushy. Like it was not the right texture. Like I'm like cutting it. I'm like, I don't know what, like how does this happen? And obviously it's just, they have no muscle mass because they are just crammed in these little cages or, it's a big facility, but they're crammed in there.
Yeah.
And it's very sad to think about, very sad. And also just, what are you eating? You are what you eat. And if they ate toxic food and the cheapest of the cheap and they lived in their own filth and like you're eating that gets stored in their fat and, it's toxins are stored in fat. And that's why with tallow, I said it's important to have a reputable tallow source and know where it's coming from because toxins are stored in fat. And if you are consuming fat or putting fat on your skin that came from a sick animal, an animal pumped full of antibiotics or hormones, that stuff's got to be stored in the body somewhere. And that's what you're putting on yourself. So
yeah.
I know people I hear that a lot, how can you say you love animals, but you butcher them? It's because I love them so much. I get to guarantee them one bad day, one bad moment. Honestly, it's not even a bad day. It's a bad moment. They have the best quality of life. They never have to look over their shoulder and wonder if a predator is going to get them. They know they're going to have a nice big meal every single day. They're all loved on. They're all very friendly. And I mean, you can tell when you go out there that they just think everybody is there for them. If you're going out to, like we have a beaver problem, checking traps, you can't walk out there with the cows all coming and wanting to follow you out there, the pigs squealing at you to come see them. And you live a very great life. And I'm very proud of that. And it's important to me that we get to guarantee them that one bad day, not a lifetime of it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. And you can tell by the reels that you do on Instagram how happy you are and how happy all the animals are too. I just love watching your reels. They're fantastic.
Thank you. We have fun with it. We try and share, it's easy to just share the pretty moments or, out in a dress, picking from your garden. But the realistic part, that's not how it goes. 98% of the time right now in particular, it's mud season here. That's the Midwest. It's not pretty. It's not aesthetic for people that want to get into this. Like, oh, I just love animals. I want baby animals. Well, they're only babies for so long and then they get really big and they need a lot of care. And then you have to figure out, are you keeping them forever? Or are you going to process them at some point? You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot that goes into raising animals beyond just the Pinterest pretty cute aesthetic of it that
Yeah.
people learn very quickly after they get them, whether they're interested in, you know, sticking with this lifestyle or not.
Yeah. I mean, it is a lot of work. And when you decide you want
Mhm.
to go do something or stay a weekend somewhere, well,
Yeah.
you still have to have the animals taken care of. So you have to
Yes.
figure that out too. Yeah.
Yeah. We've
I mean,
traveled with our milk goats. I have loaded
oh,
them in a trailer and taken them with me because I got to milk them twice a day. So they're going with us.
oh my gosh, that is
Yeah.
so funny.
We look like the Clampets going down the highway, but that's just, you know, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Oh, that is fantastic. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Well, I was sitting here wondering, with everything that you do you offer any online courses for people to learn canning or to learn to make some of the things that you do? Because I think that would be really helpful for people that are in the same shoes as you or that want to just dabble in it and
Yeah.
learn. I mean, I know you have instructions on your reels, but I
Mhm.
mean, I'm more of a, okay, show me everything slowly.
Every step of the way. I actually do get asked quite often if I'm going to do something like that. I don't have any plans to, and right now it's just a matter of time for me.
Yeah.
You know, I decided that I had so much free time apparently that I'm going to start doing online classes again. I'm getting certified in herbal medicine. And
Nice.
yeah, and it just, you know, we have kidding season coming and, you know, baby goats are coming and milk is about to be in full swing again. So it's hard for me to plan things like that. I would love to because I get very excited. And when I get excited, I just want everyone, I want to share it with everybody. I want everyone to do it. So I do reels are one way on Instagram. It's just a way for me to share. You know, it might not be as step by step because sometimes I forget when you talk about certain things. People that haven't done it before, they don't know what you're saying. And I'm a very
Yeah.
visual learner. So seeing it is the only
Hmm.
way I'm going to attain information or retain information.
Yeah, that's me
Um,
too.
Yes. So I do have plans to do more content on Instagram and just more step by step, you know, whether it's in parts or sections, like here's the first step of prepping your jars and then we'll can them. This is how you load them. You know, this is, depending on the pressure, your elevation will depend or will determine the pressure that you can things at. Um, so I do have plans to do more of that on Instagram because I enjoy it. It's one of my favorite things to do. I just never have the time to film things anymore.
Yeah, no,
Or
I
I
get
do it
that.
in the middle of the day, you know, in between work calls, I'll, you know, fill jars and then I have another call come in and then I throw them in the canner. And so it's like to stop and try and take videos. I don't always have the time. And that's the
Yeah.
one thing I either need two more of me or I need more hours in a day.
Yeah.
It's
I
everybody's
think we
problem.
all need that. Yes,
Yes,
we
that's
all need that.
everybody's problem. As I'm staring at the, you know, load of laundry on my bed that needs put away,
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
shortage of things to do. But I
It's
would
true.
love to share more content surrounding canning specifically and now freeze drying. Although that's not, you know, something it's not as accessible to a lot of people. But it is something that it's awesome. I'm really excited about having a freeze dryer. Like I said, it has not turned off since we bought it. It is getting its use for sure.
Oh,
But
that's interesting.
mhm.
You mentioned that you're studying herbal medicine. So what brought that on?
I just, you know, I've self-taught myself everything I know. I've learned from books or good old YouTube University. I'm a,
Yeah. Yep.
graduate in many studies on YouTube. And it just was something that I felt a push to do. Just, you know, I don't know. I don't really have, I can't pinpoint an exact reason other than it was just an interest. And at
Hmm.
some point, you know, it's just something that I think also helps set me apart a little bit in this business is, you know, anyone can throw essential oils together and sell a product, but knowing how those oils are going to work together, how they can benefit you,
Hmm.
having, you know, more of an understanding of their application and the results you could, you know, potentially see from that, was just something that interested me. And although I know a lot,
Yeah.
I can only remember so much. I have everything written down or in books highlighted, you know, somewhere. But just, yeah, having just some formal education in it. And I love learning. I'm a learning junkie. So I think that's also why I have so many hobbies, is I just really love learning new things and trying new things. And, I didn't go to college. I have a high school diploma. I'm taking certificate programs through Cornell University to get certified in this, and which is awesome that those are available to people that don't even have an associate's degree. Mm-hmm. And you can do it on your own time. I was, usually between 10 o'clock and midnight every night after I pack orders, I'm jumping on my laptop and back to school. But yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You can do it anytime you can fit it in your day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been fun. It's more learning, which I love. So.
Oh, that's great. Oh, this has been such a wonderful conversation. I want everyone to know how they can find you and how they can find your products. So if you wouldn't mind sharing that.
Yeah, you can find us at rustybellefarms.com. That's our website. And then when you get to the homepage, there's lots of options. Like you said, you focused on the skincare the first time, but we have added so much since then. There's skincare, there's some merchandise on there, candles, laundry detergents. By the time you find this, there will probably be more. Yeah, or Instagram. We're Rustybelle Farms on Instagram.
Great.
Our baby horse has been the spam product lately. I'm just sharing all the baby horse content right now.
Okay. That's great. I'll make sure I share all of that in the show notes as well, so people can go and look there and find all of your links.
Yeah.
But Izzy, thank you so much. This has been delightful. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day.
Yeah, I'm glad you reached out. It was good seeing you again, too.
Great to see you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Another big thank you to Izzy for sharing her time and knowledge with us. Could you hear her smile? It's so fun to see and hear the passion she has for her products, her farm, and for her just life in general. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and I can't really think of a better gift to give than products that are pure, organic, and supports not just a small business, but the dream of a young woman entrepreneur. I'll put her information in the show notes so you can check out her site. But here are a few takeaways. 1. If your health is a priority to you, it is important to know the source of the products you put in and on your body. 2. Contrary to what you might believe, to get started homesteading, you don't need a lot of land. Determination and grit are the key. 3. If you've learned to live with an ailment because you can't find the right answer or product, it might be as simple as tallow, goat's milk, or other products that Izzy or people like her offer. 4. Hormone disruptors are in so many products we use. Do a little bit of research on maybe just 1 to 2 products that you're using daily. You might find that they have been causing issues that you wouldn't have considered before. 5. It is impractical to think you can do all the things yourself. Relying on your community and finding local businesses and individuals to help you will be the key. We do truly do a happy dance with each sale as a small business owner. 6. The only failure in life is not trying. Create the life you want. It won't always be easy, but you will live more fulfilled and happy. Thank you once again. And again, I'll put all of that information in the show notes. Thank you for listening. If you're enjoying this podcast, be sure to follow Spandex and Wine so you don't miss an episode. To do this, just go to the podcast and click subscribe or follow wherever you're listening. Look for the plus sign or follow button. This is one of the best things that you can do for the podcast. If you'd also be willing to give a 5-star review, that would be amazing and much appreciated. Lastly, please share an episode with a friend or 5 to keep the love going, and join the Spandex and Wine community in our private Facebook group by searching Spandex and Wine. Feel free to reach out to me at any time by emailing info@spandexandwine.com or text me at 913-392-2877. I appreciate you. Thank you.